Hey friends, welcome back to Dirt Road Relics. If you're new here, I'm Julie, and around here we're all about kicking up a little dust and chasing treasures and finding joy in the journey along the way. Today's video is really special. Today's video is our Spring Flippin Frenzy, and this one is a really special one. I took a handful of these vintage pieces and turned them into something new for spring. I cannot wait to show you how these turned out. But first, this month's box came from my sweet friend Sylvia, and she included some of the best pieces. She knows I love creating with vintage, especially things like these potato ricers, and I was instantly inspired when I opened it. And what makes this even more special is that Sylvia and I have actually gotten to meet in person. We live about 3 hours apart, so we met halfway, went thrifting, and it was just one of those days where you feel like you've known someone forever. And last year, we even went to Tennessee together for the 127 yard sale, which was just an absolute dream. And that's really what this whole experience has been about for me, finding people who love the same things you do. I've been part of Sonnet's Garden Blooms creative network, and I can honestly say it's been one of the biggest blessings in this journey. Every Tuesday, we show up for each other, we share ideas, we encourage each other, and somewhere along the way, these friendships became real. And if I'm being honest, I don't think I would have started this Dirt Road Relics YouTube channel without them. They push me out of my comfort zone and give me the confidence to try. All right, on for project 1. These 2 vintage potato ricers were in my box that Sylvia sent. I've created with pieces like this before, and there's just something about them that always sparks inspiration for me. Maybe it's the texture of the metal, the wear and patina, or just imagining all the hands that have used them over the years. That's what I love most about vintage. Every piece has a story. And instead of letting something like this sit forgotten on a shelf somewhere, I love giving it a new purpose, something that can be enjoyed again in a completely different way. For this one, I leaned into more of a garden-inspired feel. I added in some greenery, soft white blooms, and that sweet pea seed packet tucked in the back. There's just something about seed packets that feels so nostalgic to me. Like the beginning of something, a fresh start, a new season. It feels simple, soft, and very much like spring. For the green one, I added a small nest with eggs and a little bird, tucked in with greenery and berries, and I just love how it feels like a tiny moment you might stumble across out in the garden, almost like nature just passed for a second. And that's really at the heart of what I do, being rooted in the past but styled for today. Because when you bring vintage into your home, you're not just decorating, you're layering in stories, adding character, and creating a space that feels warm and meaningful. And in a world that moves so fast, there's something really special about holding onto pieces that remind us to slow down, to appreciate where things came from, and how they can still be beautiful today. just love how these two projects turn out. So Sylvia, I hope I did you proud with these. All right, moving on to project number 2. This one is a little different, but I absolutely love how it turned out. This started as a simple vintage salt and pepper shaker, one of those pieces that maybe gets overlooked when you're out thrifting, but I saw a little potential in it. I gave it a fresh coat of this beautiful spring green just to breathe a little life back into it while still letting it keep that vintage charm. And then I added some greenery, these deep berries, and this sweet little bird perched right on top. And I don't know, there's just something about it that makes me smile. It's one of those pieces that doesn't take up much space, but it adds that perfect little pop to a shelf, a vignette, or even tucked into a corner of your kitchen. And I think that's what I love about creating with vintage. It doesn't always have to be big or bold. Sometimes it's these small, unexpected pieces that bring the most character into your home. Taking something that once had a completely different purpose and turning it into something decorative, something joyful, something that makes you pause for just a second when you walk by. And that little bird sitting there, it just feels like spring to me. Okay, for project number 3, this might be one of my favorites, just because of the story it tells. This started as a simple metal tin, and I decided to carry that same soft spring green onto the base so it would tie in with the other pieces. And then for the top, I used that beautiful decoupage paper from Sonnet's Maker's Box, the same one I used in my last video. It's called Whispers of the Garden. This is an exclusive paper to the Maker's Box, so if you'd like some information on that, drop it in the comments. I just love the softness of the florals. It feels vintage, but still fresh at the same time. After everything was dry, I went in with a clear wax and then just a little bit of dark wax, just to age it down a bit and bring out that character. Because for me, the magic really happens in that last step. That's where it stops feeling like something newly made and starts feeling like something that's been around for years. Something that already has a story. And when I look at this piece, I can just imagine it being used in so many different ways. Maybe it holds old letters or black and white photographs, something tucked away that you want to keep safe. Or maybe it just sits in your kitchen holding recipe cards, or out in your garden with seed packets inside. It's one of those pieces that's not just pretty, it's purposeful. And that's what I just love about creating things like this. You're not just decorating your home, you're creating little places to hold memories. project number 4. I started with this old picture frame, and this one was all about bringing out the layers. I painted it in that same soft spring green so it would tie in with everything else, and then I went back in and did a little wet distressing. And I just love what happened here. As I pulled that paint back, you start to see the warm orange tone peeking through, especially around that beautiful detailing and that rope design along the frame. And that's the thing with pieces like this. You're not covering up the past. You're letting it show through just enough to tell the story. To finish it off, I added a piece of that Whispers of the Garden paper right in the center, and it just softened everything up and gave it that romantic vintage feel. This is one of those pieces that could hang on a wall or be layered onto a shelf, just adding a little texture and history wherever it lands. And then for project 5, this one is a little wall pocket, or maybe just a decorative piece, but either way, I saw it as a chance to bring in a little bit of that garden feel. I used some IOD transfers across the front, those beautiful florals that just instantly add detail and interest. And then I painted the inside to clean it up and give it a fresh base. For now, I just tucked in a simple sprig of greenery, something light and easy, but you could absolutely build this out into a full floral arrangement or even change it out seasonally. And that's what I love about pieces like this. They're flexible, they'll grow with your home, with the seasons, with your style. That's a wrap for today's Spring Flippin Frenzy. I just want to take a moment to say a huge thank you to my sweet friend Sylvia from Backyard Brushes for putting together such a thoughtful and inspiring box. You truly know me so well, and I had so much fun creating with every single piece you sent. And I also want to give a shout out to Kathy over at Waste Not Upcycled. My box, I hope, brought you some inspiration as well. I can't wait to see what you create with it. And of course, to all of the amazing creatives in Sonnet's Garden Blooms Creative Network, I am so grateful to be part of this group. The inspiration, the encouragement, and the friendships mean more than I can even put into words. I hope you all enjoyed today's projects as much as I enjoyed creating them. And I would love to know, did you have a favorite? Was it the potato ricers like mine? Let me know down in the comments. I always love hearing what speaks to you. And if you enjoyed this video, it would mean so much to me if you liked, subscribed, and follow along for more. Until next time, find joy in the journey, friends.